For centuries, we believed the eye worked like a camera, projecting a perfect image of the world onto a screen in our minds. This idea, championed by thinkers like Descartes, made sense, until science proved it wrong. The eye isn't a magical window, it's just the first step in a much deeper process. It doesn't see flowers or faces, it detects light, registering photons that bounce off objects. The real act of seeing happens later, deep within the brain. There's no little person inside your head watching a screen. There isn't even a screen. The eye is a messenger, not the hero. To understand perception, we must abandon the idea of a finished picture delivered to our brains. Instead, we need to follow the journey of light as it's transformed inside us, through electricity, chemistry, and computation. Perception isn't a photograph, it's a masterpiece your brain paints from raw sensory data. Reality is not simply received, it's constructed step by step. Seeing is not passive, it's an act of creation. Even our language traps us in old thinking. The word perception comes from a root meaning to receive, as if we simply collect reality. This idea lingers in phrases like, I get the picture. But modern science shows perception is not passive, it's active construction. Your brain interrogates, deconstructs, and rebuilds information into a useful model of the world. The process is so seamless, we're unaware of the monumental effort involved. Perception is not a thing you have, but an activity, an ongoing performance of your nervous system. It's a cascade of biological miracles that turns chaos into consciousness. By letting go of the old idea of receiving, we open our minds to the true wonder of seeing, hearing, and feeling. Perception is not reception, it's creation. The journey of sight begins with light photons from the sun bouncing off everything around you. These photons carry a signature, an echo of the objects they touch. Your eyes aren't cameras, they're nets catching these echoes. Inside each eye, over 100 million rods and cones wait to detect individual photons. When a photon strikes a cell, the process of perception enters you. The rich pattern of light is shattered into millions of tiny data points. Each cell registers just a minuscule dot, intensity, color, or shadow. The world's image is instantly atomized into a mosaic of disconnected signals. Instead of importing a picture, your eyes dismantle it at the front door. The coherent scene is replaced by a storm of independent reports about light. At this stage, there's no image, just pure detection. The act of seeing hasn't begun, only the gathering of raw data. Once rods and cones catch their photons, light's journey ends. Now, the language of physics becomes biology electricity. Each cell's chemical reaction generates a tiny electrical signal. These signals are organized, not chaotic, and pass through a network of relay cells in the retina. Ganglion cells begin the first stage of processing, detecting contrast in color and movement. The initial flood of signals is bundled, coded, and labeled with its origin on the retina. This organized stream travels down the optic nerve, a biological superhighway. But what's traveling isn't a picture, it's a coded stream of electrical pulses. It's an abstract representation, not a flower or a face. The experience of seeing is still nowhere to be found. The raw materials are gathered and translated, but not yet assembled. The symphony of electricity is on its way. The concert of perception hasn't started. The electrical signals reach the visual cortex, the brain's workshop for vision. Here, no image magically appears. Construction continues, piece by piece. Simple cells detect basic features, lines, angles, edges, and colors. The brain sorts data into fundamental categories, finding the grammar of vision. Complex cells combine these features into patterns, shapes, movement, even distinguishing living from non-living things. The brain builds a vocabulary from the alphabet of simple cells. At each stage, information becomes more complex and integrated. Still, there's no unified object, just a detailed, fragmented map of features. The puzzle pieces are sorted, but the final picture isn't assembled. The brain is preparing for the next leap: recognition. Now comes the astonishing leap: comparison with memory. The brain matches incoming features with stored templates from your life. It asks, have I seen this before? This isn't a slow search, it's a rapid parallel process. When patterns match, recognition happens: a circle, red, smooth, and apple. This is why you instantly recognize a friend's face or fall for optical illusions. Perception fuses present input with your personal past. Your experiences, knowledge, and expectations shape what you see. Someone without a template for car sees only a strange object, not a car. Perception is deeply personal, a blend of now and memory. From photon to recognition, we see no simple picture passed along. Instead, we witness transformations: light to electricity, image to data, data to features, features to objects. The eye as camera story dissolves, the brain is the true creator. What you experience as sight is a seamless, effortless illusion. Your perception isn't direct reality, it's a high-fidelity model built by your brain. This explains why two people see the same event differently. Each brain uses different memories and expectations. Our moods and biases shape what we see. We're not passive observers, but active creators of our experience. Reality as we know it is our brain's best interpretation of the data. The world we see is a collaboration between the universe outside and the universe within. We don't just receive the world, we build it, moment by moment.